You want to know what's better than the Infernum mod? Literally anything else, but I'm back again. I don't know why I keep coming back. I mean, we've already encountered some stupid terrain generation twice, where half of the entire lab was destroyed, and the passage into the next part of the dungeon was just gone. But, you know, we innovate. We pass by these roadblocks, and we get through it. Who am I kidding? No, we don't. Somebody smacked me in the head. Last episode, we conquered 6 bosses and entered hard mode. Now that we've entered hard mode, though, we have multiple things that we have to get past before we go to any bosses. Thankfully, though, a random teleportation potion brought me into this huge room in the dungeon, which was previously inaccessible due to a bug. But now since I'm in here, I can use my pickaxe to mine through the dungeon bricks and make an entrance for myself. I then, for 30 minutes, had a mini heart attack continuously because I could not find the astral infection. Using teleportation potions, I tried to find any part of the surface that I had not checked out, but I could not find it. This biome is needed to beat the game. So I was very, very upset. Eventually, I found it in the most inconvenient place possible. The snow biome. Literally, it took over the entire snow biome. I have to fight cryogen in this biome, and I'm going to be dealing with snow biome enemies, astral infection enemies, and a giant ice cube that wants to lick me.
Start digging in your butt, twin!
I needed to kill 3 Atlases to get 3 Titan Hearts, which I needed to make, you guessed it, Titan Heart Armor. I don't know why I said that. You didn't guess that. No. If you said you guessed it, you lied. You're a liar. I hate. I then spent an outrageous amount of time trying to get myself an Ichor Spear from these Ichor stickers. I then prepared for the cryogen fight by building some houses in the snow biome so that I could get a pylon. This would make it so that I wouldn't have to walk back if I died. I then did the same thing underground. This ought to be a normal cryogen fight. What is that? Awesome, great, I love this. There's so many projectiles on the screen. I don't know what to do, where to dodge. Whatever these walls are that he puts on the side of the screen are so unbelievably annoying. I cannot wait to tear every single water molecule out from this solid block of ice. Hey, on the bright side, I died again. Yeah! Oh god, there we go. That low-key wasn't that bad. Stop coping, you know you tore your hair out. So I needed to go down to the ocean to get some items. And I went... Oh no! No, absolutely not! Get away from me! Editing me here. I'm very terrified at this current moment because I have to fight this boss soon. Like, me, after filming and recording this video, getting everything in this video done, whenever I'm finished uploading this video, I have to fight that thing, and I don't know what it's going to do, and I'm very scared. I'm very scared! Next up was the Queen Slime, and I was, what in the world is that? This mod always has a way of just surprising you, because tell me why that's a thing. What? Anyway, I beat her first try, so I guess I'm just goated? Maybe? Possibly? In a normal run of Terraria, for the mechanical bosses, you want to start with Destroyer. It's usually going to be the easiest one, as it's just a big worm. You just use a piercing weapon, and you're good. The thing is, this isn't a normal run of Terraria, and I don't have a piercing weapon. The Destroyer is going to murder me IRL. He caused such of an issue for me that I ended up beating the other 2 mechanical bosses first. And the other 2 are supposed to be harder. Can I stop this recording? Good lord, the button's not working. The twins fight went very similarly to the Destroyer. I did have a pretty good run with them, but I decided to go with Skeletron Prime first. Usually, he's going to be the hardest, at least in my opinion. But even though he seemed very intimidating with his flashy attacks and the shield he had over his head, he was a very fun fight and actually didn't pose much of a threat. In fact, I beat him first try. After defeating one of his arms, all of the others will immediately die, and he will enter this very angry phase. You can tell by the weird symbols above his head. He will release a giant shockwave and then enter what I call, quote, sicko mode, and he will dash at you firing these giant nails. He also has this crazy attack where he creates a wall of lasers that spins. I don't like it either. Excuse me. Was that first try? I think that was first try. Nice. I then quickly tore a well-deserved hole in Spasmatism's chest cavity.
Weirdo! Get away from me! Dude, he's on point 4. Come on. Okay. Thank God. Is he gonna explode? Yay! I almost lost to freaking Spaz.
I then spent another 2 hours completely just on destroyer fights. Finally, after those, like I said, 2 hours, this happened.
Come on, yes!
What in the world? Whoa. Hi, Drayden. What is this cutscene? That's cool. I've never seen that before. That must be new. Now that I'm no longer getting wormed, I can go to the jungle and mine up some chlorophyte. Now that I've beat all of the mechanical bosses, I can craft the blood orange, which is my first permanent increase to my health post life fruits. Charts 625. Where'd the other 100 go? At this point, I started to construct the code breaker, which is Drayden's computer you use to fight the exomechs. But also, you can use it to create some items if you decrypt the right schematics. So, I had to go find the lab in the ice biome as it was the only one that I hadn't found yet. I then found out that unfortunately, one of the accessories I need is dropped by the Aquatic Scourge, the much more moist version of the Texas Booty Tickler, the Desert Scourge. What are you talking about? This boss is easy. I sentenced you to watch Hereditary Home Alone with all the lights off.
He's at 0.9% health. And he is dead. Okay, is he gonna keep following? Ugh! Is he like vomiting? Bro, he's like vomiting on me. I'm on 3 health. Oh, he just falls into the... That is so cool. And then the Orthocara things are just eating. That is actually so cool. Can I like mine him? Oh my god, I could. I caught his skull. Is he just gonna fade away now? Oh.
Now that Tushy Toucher 2 was down, I finally figured out what this tablet thing is for. It's for a pet. It's a pet item. I thought it was going to be something crazy like a boss fight. No, it was just a pet. Meet the Forgotten Shadow of Calamitas. The most annoying boss so far, it made me want to tear each and every toenail out with my teeth.
What is this? Gonna shoot a laser at me? Whoa! What? You about to drop the sun on me? Apparently she was.
Since that didn't work out, I went ahead and went for the Brimstone Elemental instead.
Let's try this out. Oh, crap. No, I tapped out of the game. Shoot.
She might have been the easiest boss so far, as I absolutely tore her to shreds on my first attempt.
Oh, what is this death animation? Oh? Oh, she turned gray. That's a cool death animation.
Here's Plantera. Hopefully it's not like my last series.
Bro, there's so many of these.
Oh, no. This is the exact same thing I encountered during my Ultimate Calamity playthrough, and it gave me hell. It took me 3 days to beat Plantera on that. So what am I going to do?
I might have to do Calamitas first. In fact, I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Bro, what? Yo, what do I... Colossal Squid? What? What are you supposed to do about that? Instead of the big robot eye that we're used to in the Calamity mod, Infernum changes it to an actual witch, just like Supreme Calamitas. And its brothers are also changed from their robotic, weird eyeball things to these two big dudes. And their attacks are much, much harder to dodge. Oh, they murdered me. This was by far the hardest fight yet, and it spanned over multiple days of fighting just this boss. On one of those days, I booted up the game and started an attempt. This ended up being my best attempt so far, and I realized that if I kill the brothers, I most likely will be able to finish the fight. With each attempt, I would get closer and closer to killing the brothers. This was definitely possible. I noticed that my problem in the fight was not being able to go down fast enough. So, since I have much better wings than I did in the Skeletron fight, which is where I'm fighting this boss, I could get rid of some of the platforms in the middle to make it much easier to go down. And believe it or not, this strategy actually, never mind, no, it didn't work. However, 10 or so attempts later, I managed to take down the brothers, and the next part of the fight started. When I got her down to 20% health, she had this little anime villain moment that scared the crap out of me. I'm just getting started. Oh my goodness. The Calamitas clone has much more scary attacks during this phase, and I almost died multiple times. Oh my god. Brace yourself. What? Is she dead? Please tell me she's dead. Oh, yep. Uh-oh. She thought. I got the Shadow of Calamitas plushie. I got the Cataclysm relic. Or, not relic. The, trophy. Oh my goodness gracious. Unfortunately, my pain and suffering was not over yet, as now that I've beat Calamitas, I have to go on to Plantera. First, I battled a solar eclipse so I could get solar veils in order to make totality breakers, which are basically just improved Molotovs. I would also need these solar veils later for a set of armor. The Terror Talons proved to be very effective in this fight, and after clearing out just a tad more space in the arena, Plantera went down pretty easily. Oh shoot, I beat her. While I've technically done everything I needed to do in this video, I decided to kickstart some of the things for next episode and get rid of all of the spikes in the temple. Now there is one thing I remember about the Golem fight. I'm not going to spoil it, but he becomes very similar to a certain character that I know.
Do you want a wiener in your mouth?
I then slaughtered a few Mothrons for no apparent reason. I then made this thing. I farmed a bit in the dungeon, and that's about it for this episode. If you guys really enjoyed this, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing, because it does take a long time to make these videos, not to mention the mental anguish of having to fight these bosses, but in the end is still kind of fun. So, if you want me to keep making these fun videos, please consider helping me out and pressing the like button / the subscribe button. If you don't, I'm gonna touch you.